Hello, hello everyone. It's Shelly and we're Chalkin History. I'm a Chalk Couture independent designer and I invite you to sit down and check out tonight's demo. We're going to use the stripes and plaid transfer and our rectangle double box frame and a cute little embellishment. So make sure you hop on, say hello as you do. We will get started momentarily. Say hey, Shell. All right, as you guys hop on, please say hello. I don't know you're here if you don't say hello. Maybe you want it that way. I don't know, but I would love to know I am actually talking to somebody. So here we are. Happy Monday night. It is September 11th, so I hope you all had a moment to reflect on what happened in the U.S. history 22 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long ago. I still remember, everyone says this, I still remember where I was, or I still remember what I was doing. So hopefully you just had a moment today to kind of reflect on this day's history. But let's move on here. We are going to do a fun little project using our 5x12 double box frame. So on the one side you have the whitewash finish. Oh, it looks like I'm stalled. Hang on, guys. Let's try to start this over again. Hi, Linda. How are you? Okay, it seems my inputs here. Give me a moment, guys. Seems. There we go. I gotta add one more thing. I was moving around and you guys did not even know it. There we go. Hello, Mom. All right, there we go. So we're using our 5x12. My machine wasn't working here, so now it is. All good. Let's get that up. Okay, I think everything's good. Okay, if you like tonight's project, get your mobile camera app and scan that QR code. That will throw in a few items in your cart. A few things that we're using, such as the transfer, the board, a small squeegee, and I put in, instead of jars, I put in singles. It's a single palette pack. I want to say it's called the Holidays palette pack. So you'll get the cherry and the forest along with 4 other packets. Because I think this is just going to be a quicko project. We're going to do both sides. So one side's going to be different than the other, and you'll see how. I'm going to use a new product that I've been introduced to, so we're going to see how that works. Good, still traveling. I will be there. Will you be there? I hope you're going to be there. I hope you stop through. Oh, that'd be awesome to see you again. It's been so long. Okay, let's just dig in. So I was at Michael's a while ago. I think I bought these last year. But they were, they're for decorating your plates at your dinner table. They also come in gold for Thanksgiving. This one says grateful, thankful, and blessed. Except it's bigger than 12 inches, or it's wider. Oops, and that one's broke. I did that. I accidentally cracked it. These are a little bit wider than 12 inches, so I thought I would use our 5x12 just rectangle simple shapes whenever I get to this one. So be watching for that. Isn't that paper so pretty? Isn't that pretty? Like the pine cones are like a rose gold. I thought that looked perfect for that. Okay, So anyways, last year I believe I did around a door sign that had the Mary on it. So this time we're going to do something fun. So look at that plaid that's in that example. We're going to try to mimic the plaid. I have one that says joyful and one says blessed. So this is what I think I'm going to do. Staying at the Four Corners RV Resort. I'm so excited. Oh, goody. Yay. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for our stained side of the board, I found some patterned scrapbook cardstock. All right. And I cut it to size. So we're going to use a product called Magic Mod. It's not Mod Podge. Sorry, my eye feels like I have something in there. It's every time I come down here, I bet you there's just tons of dust and stuff just floating around. Anyways, it's called Magic Mod, and it's by a company called Scorch Marker. Okay, I use Scorch Marker, or actually they have their own scorching paint, which I tried, and it's way too thin for our transfers. It's like, if this is even possible, it's thinner than water. It's crazy. It got under my transfer, even though I rubbed the heck of it down. I made sure it was nice and flat against my project, and it still seeped under there and just made a mess. Hi, Kathy. How are you? And so I thought, then they said they were coming out with this awesome Mod Podge look-alike, but it's supposed to be better. It's all-purpose. It's waterproof. It's a waterproof sealer. It's a craft glue and a project finish. It doesn't leave brush strokes. It dries nice and solid. It almost dries like a resin kind of top to it if you're painting it on top of something. I haven't used it yet. I think this will be a good night to try that. So we're going to try that. So I have our brush from our tool kit, or our artist tools kit. Thanks for sprinkling, Kathy. I appreciate you. All right. We're going to see what this is all about. It's clear-ish, so it's not white like Mod Podge. Okay, this is Magic Mod, it's called. I imagine this would be good for all kinds of paper crafts. All right, so we're just going to spread it over the entire surface. Okay. I'm kind of putting on a decent amount. I see that some places it's not really on there too thick. I don't want it on too thick. I just, we want a nice layer. I'm trying to get into the corners so that our paper will lay down. But it dries clear, stroke-free. It's like the next best thing since sliced bread, you guys. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Look at that. It does put a nice finish just on the wood alone. This could be a really good sealant for our crafts. I asked them to come out with a spray, and he said a lot of the crafters are putting it in like a bottle like this. Maybe in our old misting bottles, I'll try. I'll do half of the sealer, half water. You just get it off real thin. And then he said people are protecting their projects that way. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to try it. We'll see how this does. Hello, Miss Mary. How are you tonight? All right, so we're going to just stick this in there. Like I said, it's cut to a 5x12 already. We're just going to, is that all the way down? Now, it was fitting in here before. Unless I did it on the white side, and maybe these two sides are not the same, but they got to be the same. They just have to be the same. Okay, we're down to the edge. Okay. I don't think that's crooked. That is really weird. I must have measured on the white side, and Didn't realize it would be bigger on the other side. It's weird. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? You guys, this is sticking down already. I like that. I am vendoring, yes. I will be there with Chalk Couture. All right. I like that, you guys. It's flat. It's not bubbling or anything like that. I imagine we could put a layer of it on top to make it nice and shiny if we wanted to. Let's see, how long does it take to dry? Let's read. It says water-based, non-toxic, food contact safe. Hello. Solvent-free, dries clear, no bubbles, no brush strokes, no tackiness. Outdoor use okay, indoor use okay. Tintable, so a lot of people will take their alcohol inks and that kind of thing and tint it. And it says can thin with water. What? This stuff sounds like it's too good to be true. Okay, but it's good. It's good stuff. It says 48-hour cure time, 3-hour dry time. Okay, so we won't, we're not gonna coat that. It says glue, to use it as a glue, apply a thin layer to both sides and let dry. To use as a sealant, apply a thin coat, let dry, apply 1 to 2 more times and let dry. You could use it as a finish, apply as a moderate coat and let dry. You could use it to decoupage. Apply a thin layer, smooth, let dry. And to clean up, it's just warm water and soap. I may have to get some more of this, but I believe it's on Amazon. I am not an affiliate, but I think I may have to be because this, you guys, is like liquid gold. Liquid gold, I tell you. Probably, Melinda. Yeah, you're right. The glue is called, it's by Scorch Marker, and it's called Magic Mod. Okay? Magic Mod. You guys, nothing's coming up. It is staying down. I love it. Okay, so we're going to take, I think I want to do blessed on this side. So, yes, I will actually just hold it up to the camera here. Magic Mod by Scorch Marker. But I believe it's on Amazon. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to try to use it as a glue. That's what we're going to do. So because I'm doing both sides, I hope this doesn't fall off. But we're going to make sure we glue on the wrong side. And I'm just going to apply it. I'm just going to basically paint this. Again, these words were found at Michael's. It's like in a package of 3 words. And it's for like when you're decorating your tablescape. You put it on the person's plate. And then everyone can go home with one of 3 words. Okay. So I just did a really thin coat. Hopefully this will be enough to stick. Okay, so we're just gonna hold on here. Let's see, we're gonna try to center it. Lift it a little bit. Look how simple, like this right here is something you would find in a craft store. I would probably even find something like this in my grocery store. My grocery store has some pretty cool decor things. I would definitely probably find something like this in my pharmacy. I love my pharmacy. They have a little corner that they just have some cute little projects. This is pulling up, but how cute is that? That is just a cute and simple little sign that you can put up in your home. Okay, I'm going to flip it. We're going to hope that that doesn't fall off. If it does, we'll glue it back down. So this side, I'm going to do the word joyful. So we'll stick that in there like that. But before we do, we're going to prep our wood. I'm going to put my lid on here. And when I say prep it, I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to lightly sand, but I am going to apply some wax. I'm going to grab my wax. I'm going to grab a little paper towel square here. And I'm just going to apply some wax. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is kind of crumple this up. And yeah, it did fall off. Okay, we'll have to paste that at the end. I thought it might. I put a really thin layer on there. Okay. So just going to kind of go in circles here. Kind of getting it in the grooves of that wood grain. So you can go with the wood grain. You can go against the wood grain. But we want to really get that wax in there. Now, the wax will act as a really nice barrier between our chalk paste and our wood. Because what is wood? Wood is very porous. It has a very porous characteristic. Meaning, if anything wet gets in one of those wood grains, what's it going to do? It's just going to sail on through. So we don't want that. We want to try to just fake it out and have it just sit on top of the paste, or the wax, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. That is on there. Good. All right. Next, we're going to grab our transfer. So this is the Stripes and Plaids transfer. Plaid. It's 18 inches by 18 inches, so that's considered a size D. D as in dog. Okay. Because we waxed, we are not going to do anything to our transfer. We don't need to fuzz it or anything like that. I just kind of like on these big guys, I like to put a little up arrow. I don't know if you guys can see that in the corner there. I like to do just a little up arrow so I know that this is the way it was originally laid on my backer sheet. And I'm going to write Stripes and Plaid. Now you would think it would be hard to misplace this backer sheet or mistake it for something else, but trust me, I have a pile of transfers over there where I need to get all put back together and back in their packages. So it's a good idea to write on the back. Plus it tells you not to put your transfer back on that side, which is also a good thing to know. All right, so this guy is pretty sticky. So what I'm going to try to do, what I should have done, I have 2 of these. Usually I like to cut my patterns apart. And I just might do that. Let's see. Because this might be a little difficult to kind of work with. So let me put this back. And I'll show you how I do this. Match it up on this corner and then match it on that corner. Easy peasy so far. Sometimes when I do it this way, you know, you think you got it centered and then all of a sudden it is not. So I want it edge to edge. Okay. That side's better than the other side. So let me pull this back up. You'll see what I'm doing in a second here. It'll all make sense to you in one moment. Okay. 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 I think I'm going to cut this transfer. So what does that mean? It's 18 inches wide. So this way, I'm going to cut 1 stripe, but I need to make sure that it's at least 12 this way. So let me do some measuring here. And of course it's a little off kilter. I should go get my other one. I should. Okay. All right. So if my transfer was to start here, I need this to be 6 inches. Okay, so starts at the 4, goes to the 10. And then I would need at least 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. It doesn't quite work that way, does it? Okay. It's not going to work to my advantage. Not going to work to my advantage. So this time, I know you guys are thinking like, what is she talking about? It's just going to be easier for me to do it a certain way. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try to bring this down to the very bottom so that you get it. Because with the stripes and plaid, you do it one way in one color, then you turn it 90 degrees and do it in a different color. So that's what I am attempting to do. So I need to adjust here. All right, so I'm going to try to get this to go. I was hoping if I cut it, I was going to be able to not have to like wash part of the transfer, because you'll see why I would have had to wash it. All right, so we're going to line this up on the side here. Okay. I'm going to just kind of pop that down. And we're going to shove that in the corners. See, if you cut it down to like workable sizes, especially when you're doing a smaller project with this bigger transfer, it just helps to cut it down. Easier to work with. But with the stripes, it's kind of hard, right? So you don't want to cut too much off of it. So then if you do have a larger piece, you can't do the pattern the other way. It gets a little more difficult. All right, I'm going to grab, this is my paste scraper, but I'm going to try to really shove everything in the corners. Get bubbles worked out. It's almost like a putty knife, but it's really good for getting your boutique surface chalkboards nice and clean. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. All right. Okay, the first color I'm going to do is cherry. So let's get out our cherry, because I think that was really close to what the color of the words look like. Okay. Load up my small squeegee. I'm going to go with my stripes. I'm just kind of flattening it out right now. We're going to go with the stripes, with the wood grain. Just be careful too when you're trying to get it in those edges. Sometimes it'll go up on the sides on you, and then you end up doing the design on the side. Sometimes I really don't care though, because it's kind of cute when the design gets, continues on up the sides. Try to get this corner here. Okay, try to smooth that out. Okay, just a little bit longer to do here. can notice I haven't had to dip into my jar yet for any more. I'm just continually taking off my excess and moving it around to where I need it. All right, excess in the jar. Okay, I think I got it all. Okay, put that there. Check fingers, make sure you're not full of chalk paste. Ooh, we had a big splotch there. Okay, I'm gonna move this real quick so that that doesn't fall on it. Let's put that aside for the moment. Okay. I'm going to try to just clean this a little bit so we can get some of that off. I just want to wipe it down. There must have been, I must have had a bubble where that kind of spread out on me. All right, we're just going to lightly spray this. I am just lightly going to wash this. I'm not going to try to get it nice and clean right now. But I want to get enough of it off so that it's not too much of a mess. So I just sprayed it a little bit to keep the chalk paste wet while I get that wiped up. And then what we're going to do is turn it. Don't normally like cleaning my transfers on the backer sheet, but like I said, this is just temporary. I will clean it properly when we're all done. You know, you can lift that and this wipes clean. You can get your board eraser. Get it nice and wet. And then just wipe that off for the time being here. One more wipe, I think. Sometimes don't you wish you had more than just two hands? Could use somebody over here to just hold things for me. Okay. All right, we're just gonna place that down. Okay, let me get a paper towel. I'm just going to kind of dry this. Get it somewhat dry. Okay. Now we're going to actually take a look at our project here. That little bugger. That little bugger. We can try to get a little bit of that off. And then what we don't get off, we can go over with a white marker. We have a white chalk marker. Or I could take our white chalk and probably just like brush something over it. But we're going to try to get a little bit of that off. So where did I put? I'm trying to find my oh, I had it out and now I don't see it. Here it is. Our detail tool. Let's see if we can get some of that off with our detail tool. Oh yeah, perfect. You guys, this is a reason why you want to wax. Because look at that. I'm able to scrape that red right off my white. I mean, if you were trying to do this without wax, you'd have a pink mess on your hands. Okay, let's do down here. But you have to do it when it's dry. You can't do it when it's wet. Okay. Let's see. Are you guys amazed at that? I love my detail tool. I really, really do. I'm just going to come in with a dry paper towel. Oops, took a little bit of the red off. Okay, not too bad. So now we're going to come in with our white marker. Just going to kind of load the tip. And then we'll come back over it. Just a little tip when you're using our markers. You don't want to keep going back and forth over a color because then eventually it will start to mix. And you will start painting pink in this case. All right, so you want just, ooh, that just bubbled all over. You want nice, quick little strokes. Okay. If you do get color on the tip, then just keep going over it. Wipe it off. Okay. Now, had I not waxed, this would not be turning out the way it's turning out. It would be probably irreparable. Irreparable? Okay, let's try that. And then if anything, I might take like a tip of something and just kind of fill in the red line because a little bit of that chipped off. Kind of bring in, show you how that came out. What could have been a disaster is not. But we're going to make sure this is nice and dry before we do anything to it. Okay. All right. Then in our artist toolkit, we have just had it in my hands. We have these little squeegee tipped, like they look like a brush, but it's just a squeegee. So I'm gonna put the little tip in there. And I'm just gonna fill that line in. Okay, there's one. Okay. All right, guys. That looks like nothing ever happened. I love it. So there are no freaking out with our projects. We just go along with the flow. There's no such thing as an emergency. Everything works out. All right, let's get that dry. And then we can move on. All right. Who was holding their breath during that, right? All right, so let's go ahead. Because I only threw one small squeegee in your cart, I'm going to show you. Just go ahead and wipe it off. I mean, if you want to, throw two in your cart by all means. But if you want to just stick with one for now, I take a wipe. You could go take it to under your sink water just to clean it up. Okay. All right, all done. Okay, we'll squeeze back out. All right, I think we're all dry. And then what we're going to do is turn our transfer, a quarter turn. And then we're going to pick up our end of our transfer. Trying to catch the edge here. Okay, so we're going to lift that up. I'm going to zoom back out for you guys. Okay, bring that in. So you can see I had to clean that a little bit because we don't want that to get red again. Now, you also want to make sure that you are square on your design. Because you don't want a crooked plaid. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to, I just don't, it doesn't look straight to me, but I guess it is. I don't know. Lights are playing tricks on me or something. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of poke that down and then spread. Okay. Press that down. Okay. You want to have some give for you so you can get it down in there. Squeegee or our paste scraper. Get it into those corners. Really get it in that corner. Okay. See what I'm saying? Like, it would be so much easier if this was a smaller piece. So if you really wanted to cut this to a 5x12, have at it, because it would be so much easier. That's why I buy 2 of everything, of patterns, I should say. All right, let's get our forest. Uh-oh, our forest looks awful dry. We can't have that, so we're gonna go ahead and add some water. Forest is a somewhat new color, but I think it maybe came out last year, maybe. Might have been like an en vogue color. And then they brought it back, which was nice, but it's only available in the single. So when you scan that QR code, it will put a palette pack in your cart, and it will have the cherry in it as a single, and it will have this forest as a single. Okay. We just had to revive that for a second here. Just for a second. Pick up some of that wet. Okay. Now, mine's kind of lumpy now, so we're going to kind of work with that. And again, just kind of going around all the edges, spreading that paste over your transfer. Really having to work hard here on this one. Our paste is a little dry. All right, almost done. Get off all that excess. Okay. I think we're good. Put that down. Kind of dirty fingers here. Let's lift this up and see how we did. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? So fun. All right. It did pick some up of that cherry. I'm going to put this to the side. We could have waxed in between, but I kind of like that. That looks very rustic to me. Let's see, how do I like it? Do I like it like that? I like it like that. I don't know. I like it. I love it. Looks good. Very rustic. Like I said, though, I could have probably put a little layer of wax there, and that would have kept the red from coming up. When you chalk on chalk, that's the risk you run unless you wax it. All right. So let's do this. We're going to clean up. I'm actually going to turn my hot glue gun on. And we are making a mess here. I'm going to add some, first I'm going to add some water into the screen. We're going to try to revive it here. So what I like to do is I like to spray it and then kind of rub around all the edges, get all that excess off the edges and into the jar. And that water will soften it overnight. Put that there. Let's close that up. I'll have to find another forest. Okay. I'm going to start my glue gun. A little tray for it to drip in. We're going to flip it over. It goes this way. Okay, now we're going to try this again. That already dried. Okay. We're going to get our magic Mod. Get our brush. I suppose I could, I'm trying to think if I want to do the whole thing or not. Should we do the whole thing, guys? Let's do the whole thing. Let's give it a nice coating here. It won't drip, so it'll stay put. Plus it'll make that really pretty, nice, and brings more depth to the color of the paper. Okay. Let's see if I can tell if I missed any spots. Don't think so. Okay, now we're just going to put a little bit more on our words here. We'll see if it sticks to itself, right? It should. Okay, there's that. Let's turn it over. Place it down, and then we can move it around, which will be good. Straighten it up, center it side to side. My gosh. I have to hold it down just for a little bit because the word itself was, I think, a little bit bowed. So the little hook, these two little hookies here, they want to kind of pop off. What a fun project. And easy too. It was not that hard at all. If I had not done the other side, we would have been done a long time ago. And probably what I'll do is on one side we'll have to put something heavy on it, and then the other side I'm going to actually use hot glue, and hopefully that'll help. Okay, we're just waiting for this hot glue gun to start dripping. I know, it kind of like finishes it, doesn't it? Looking for any little extra bubbles here. Okay. Yeah, that keeps wanting to pop up. We may have to add some hot glue to that one, but how fun is that? All right, let's flip it. Hopefully that doesn't come off. And then this one's going to say joyful. So whether you use cardstock or if you actually chalk on your surface, you get an awesome project. Now, word to the wise, do not take your Magic Mod and paint it on. You will smudge all of that. So I am just going to apply it to my word. And then we'll actually put hot glue also. Okay. Okay. I think we're good there. Our glue is dripping, so let's go ahead and hit our little sign with some little drips of glue here. And I'm just doing little spots here and there, trying to not have too many glue strings here. Okay, let's add a little bit up here. Okay, turn this around. Now I think once it hits this paper, it's going to pretty much stick. So I want to make sure I like where I'm placing it. Okay, place that down, hold it down, hold it down. I didn't put like hot glue over every space. I guess I could have done that. You could probably use a wood glue as well, but there's our joyful. I love that. And then our blessed. Oop, it fell off. It did. So the blessed seems to be working. So that's good. Let's attempt this again. I think we have to add probably more glue. It's just such a big line of glue. I just hate to have all this glue on here. But we'll try it. Okay, there's a lot of glue on there now. Trying to figure out where that was again. Ah. Okay, I just got to get it in there and move it while it's still somewhat wet. Okay. Okay, we're going to hold this down. Does anyone have any questions whatsoever about anything we've used today? I really hope this works. Otherwise, I would probably go with wood glue, and I would just kind of have something heavy sitting on top so that it could set overnight. I like it. So then our blessed looks like it's pretty good. So I will probably just have it sit like this overnight so that it will cure. I'll turn that off. We'll close up our Magic Mod. I'm thinking I really like this. I'll play with it more. I think I want to do a project where I want to do a napkin on a wood block just to see how it holds up that way. So stay tuned for that. That might come another day. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for showing up. Linda, I can't wait to see you later in October, and I hope to see everyone again soon.